All right, you guys, let's get straight into this video. Quick government risk disclaimer. Trading is risky. The information that you will receive in this video, it is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This video is purely for educational and entertainment purposes only, to help educate you guys about prop firms such as E8 markets. All right, so let's get into this video, you guys. I'm going to be pretty much going over my trades. This video series is pretty much me showing you guys how to get funded, pretty much the whole process, the ins and the outs, the ups and the downs. So that's what I'm going to be showing you guys today. I have my trade locker put up right here, and I am going to be going over all of the trades that I took for today, which is Thursday, September 11th, right? 2025. So this is what I'm going to be looking at today. So these were some of the first trades that I took, you guys. I pretty much was, this right here, we had bumped into a 5-minute order block. I should have been taking my sell from here first. But if you look at the time, it is 9:34, and I try not to trade the first 30 minutes of the day. So I pretty much missed this trade. I did take it on my Alpha Capital account, and I thought this was going to be a breakaway gap right here. For a second, it was a breakaway gap. But the market, I pretty much was getting in down here on my Alpha Capital account, and I was in profits for a little while. Should have taken it, didn't take it, bounced back, eventually ended up stopping me out, right? Didn't take that exact trade on this account, as you guys can see, but I did pretty much take what I thought was going to hold. And here I thought this little fair value gap was going to hold and then drop it a little bit lower, because I was looking for I really wasn't looking for sales, but I was looking for maybe this liquidity to be swept, right, for the market to go a little bit lower. But as you guys can see, that did not happen. And then after I pretty much took that loss, I did get back in here for sales as well. Right here, as you guys can see, there's another breakaway gap right here. So I took some sales. Market was a little choppy. Didn't really give me everything that I wanted, because we did have a breakaway gap down here as well. So I was paying attention to that. So that's why I just covered right here. Once we couldn't really break this low, I say, let me just get out this trade, because it looks like it's getting ready to ramp up. And that's exactly what happened. So let me show you guys how that looked in the chart real fast. Let me show you guys how that looked on my chart. So you guys can see exactly what I was talking about. We're going to drop down into the 1-minute time frame. Right, we have to drop down into the 1-minute time frame, and CPI, PPI, I wasn't expecting it to be as choppy as it has been, but yeah, it was very choppy today, right? So right up in here, oh, you know what, I removed this 5-minute order block from off my chart, but it was a 5-minute order block in here that the market came up into, the market came up into here. We dropped down, right? Made our first presented fair value gap. I was looking for this right here to be hit. This is simply, if you measure out, I believe it's on the hour or the 4-hour, right? So I measured out the wick, and I was looking to see if the midpoint of this wick was going to get hit. But the fact that it didn't get hit, that was another indicator that we was going to be very bullish today. So and then, like I told you guys, price came back up, hit this first presented. That's when I thought we was gonna, get a retracement back down, sweep this liquidity, and then go up. But we never really got that. I should have been buying in here, because this isn't, well, technically this is a breakaway gap right here. It did touch down once. If it would have never touched down at all, I would have trusted it a little bit more. But because price action was very bullish, I should have been trusting that trade. So it was chopping around in here anyway, so I really wasn't too excited about really getting back in for a buy or a sell. It was chopping around the first presented fair value gap, and typically when it chops around the first presented fair value gap, normally what you want to do is just simply wait, right? You want to just pretty much wait. So the next trade that I took, and this trade was the one that pretty much got me in profit for the day, was I think, did I take this? Let me see if I took this right here, because I don't think I took that. Let me double check. Okay, actually I did take. Oh, come on, man. Just gotta update every time I load out. Okay, yeah, I actually. Oh yeah, I did take that trade. So that was the trade that I already told you guys about. So I did take this sell right here as well, and I was adding into it, covered for a small profit. But this was the trade that pretty much made me all of my profits, you guys. It was a little bit scary, and I'm going to show you guys why. All right, let's flip back to trading view. All right, let's flip back to trading view and find where we was just at. Right, so right here, when we finally went up, you guys, and I started buying like right here into this breakout. Right, I started buying right here into this breakout because, like I said, I was looking for this first presented to hold. It held. I waited patiently for all of that. Then we finally started getting some really bullish green candles. So I just got in right there. But I was pretty much scared and I was still down on the day. So I pretty much took profits as it was going up. I should have held it a little bit longer. But and then as we started to top up here, that's when I started to scale in. And I put my stop loss right here. Right, let me zoom in for you guys so you guys can see. Because I talk about putting stop losses on the breakaway gaps all the time, right? So I put my stop loss right there, and I was scared, and this is why I ended up taking a loss on my Alpha Capital account, because I had my stop loss literally right where this orange line is at, and just imagine in real time price coming back down right before your stop loss and then stopping, right? So luckily I didn't close my trades on all of my accounts because after I seen that it stopped once, stopped twice, stopped three times, I'm like, man, maybe it's just not going to get there, So I didn't close my trades on all of my accounts, luckily, but I did get faked out by on my Alpha Capital account. And what I wish I would have did was just have more patience, because I started to dollar cost average all the way up here. So I took like one entry up here, then it dropped down. I took another entry up in here because we had some fair value gaps. As it keep dropping down, I just kept taking entries, and before you know it, I had a pretty decent amount of risk on the trade, and now we're looking like we're not going to hold, right? So that was a little bit concerning. So luckily we held. I think somebody's honking at me. Somebody honking at me while I'm trying to do my video. Man, sometimes these truck drivers, they be a little bit too aggressive, man. But pretty much, we eventually did go back up, and then I ended up selling about right here because I was looking for 2040, right? 2040 was pretty much where the daily high was at from the previous day. But we started chopping around in here, and I was just so frustrated because I'm like, I just can't take any more chop. It was just too much chop for the day. I wanted to move my stop loss up to this breakaway gap right here, but as you guys can see, if I would have did that, would have been stopped out. Would have been stopped out for a profit, but that's not how I like to trade. I was trying to hold for full TP. And as the market started to do all of this and right here, and then we pulled back up, that's what I got out literally right here. And then can't make this up, you guys. Like 3 or 4 minutes later, we went right to my take profit. And the reason why I'm mentioning that is because if I would have held just for this little extra move, would have made me about an extra. I think it would have been like an extra 1,500. So I would have been up about 2,100 on my account. So I was pretty frustrated with that. But at the end of the day, I couldn't be too mad because at least I was able to be in the green on at least one of my accounts, right? And then from here, we pretty much just chopped around all through the midday. Pretty much chopped around all through the midday. And I wanted to take a dip buy. Well, actually, no, I did take a dip buy. Let me go to the 5-minute chart. I'm gonna show you. I did take a dip buy. Let's go to the 5-minute chart. Figure out where we was at. So right in here, right? So right in here, as the market finally swept this liquidity, and then we was pulling back, and notice the time, right? This is 11:45 as we're pulling back into this 5-minute order block right here. So I was thinking maybe I can buy this, and then maybe for the 12 o'clock run on liquidity, maybe we're going to go up here and run this daily high out as well. As you guys can see, that did not happen, but I did take this little dip buy, and I pretty much sold right at the top of this candle. I wanted more, but it wasn't really moving fast enough for me. So I just was like, I'm done. The market has completely exhausted me, and that's pretty much what it was. And yeah, I wanted to take it again when it came down here, swept this liquidity. I could have bought this again, but by then I was tired, and I was actually glad I didn't buy it, because look how choppy this is. Like, you would have made a small profit, but definitely would have never been worth the energy. So from here, that was pretty much it. We pretty much chopped around for the rest of the day, and that was pretty much it. Ended up losing about 1,100 on my Alpha Capital account, which sucks pretty bad, because imagine making money on one account and then losing money on the other account. You pretty much took the same trades on both accounts, right? So that hurts a little bit, but I definitely look forward to bouncing back on my Alpha Capital account. It's just going to take some time. I just need to learn how to be more patient, especially when there's a news day. But I'm just trying to give you guys the ins and outs, because this happens to me a lot, where I get to like phase 2 on my account, and then I start just being a little bit impatient, because obviously these accounts take time to even unlock them. Sometimes it takes me 2 or 3 weeks to even get through a phase 1. Sometimes it may take me 1 week to get through a phase 1. It always changes, and it's always different. So just trying to be patient, and just trying to remind myself that I don't have to get it done all in one day, even though I know on the right type of day I can definitely make 5% in one day. But I just try to come into the market with much lower expectations than that, so I don't let myself down and end up frustrating myself and end up blowing my account and having to start all over again, you guys. So that was my trade, you guys, for the day. Make sure y'all like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We definitely need to start getting these likes up, man. Like, I feel like I get so many new subscribers, but the likes on my content is very low, and I'll just be wondering why. Like, do you guys just not really fuck with me like that, or what? So I don't really know. Oh, and then last thing I want to point out as well, on a 2-day chart, because I do believe that for Friday, I do believe we're going to come down here and fill this gap, right? We're going to come down and fill this gap. This little yellow line is the area I was looking for anyways for today. I was looking for the market to drop down in there today. So remember, we dropped right above this, so we do have liquidity resting right there. So I do believe that we're going to come down here and fill this this gap right here. And then on a 1-day chart, right, on a 1-day chart, you can see that there's an order block right there as well. So that's looking like a easy target. Maybe we even get there during the Asian session or the London session. I don't know. I am getting ready to drop this video on you guys and go to sleep. And that's it, man. That's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think about my trades in the comment. Let me know what you guys think about E8 markets. Just tell me a little bit more about yourself. Are you a trader? Are you here for investing? Are you here to just learn about crypto? Like, what even made you guys subscribe to the channel in the first place? And if you don't want to comment, that's fine as well. Right? It's completely up to you guys. So I hope everybody have a good week, a good Friday trading. I hope if you're not having a good week, don't let it get you down, man. Like, it's trading, bro. Like, it's hard. This is one of the hardest things to master. So just keep your head up. Try to lower your expectations and realize that it's a marathon, not a sprint. So yeah, man, that's that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.